Hey guys, Jenna here with Tiny House Giant Journey, and I'm here at the Tiny Digs Hotel in Portland, Oregon, and today we're going to take a tour of the barn-style tiny house. Let's go. So this is one of the 6 tiny houses located at the Tiny Digs Hotel. All of them are 16 feet long and they all have different roof shapes. They're available for nightly rentals. The starting price is $145 a night and it goes up on weekends and peak season. I've been staying in the barn-style tiny house for the last 2 nights. It's one of the only 2 tiny houses here that's dog-friendly. The Tiny Digs Hotel is located in the Kern neighborhood of Portland, Oregon. So there's a lot to do, some great restaurants around here. First thing about the barn-style tiny house is that it's got this cool Dutch door system. So this actually opens independently of the bottom piece. Pretty neat. I'm sure it'll come in handy in the summertime. And then they have these locks on each of the tiny houses here, so you're able to feel safe. They change these codes for every occupant. First thing you'll notice when you come inside, there is a nice looking couch here with storage underneath. And to the other side there's a comfy sofa chair with a cow theme. It goes with the theme of the barn style tiny house. One of my favorite things about this tiny house in particular is that it has a hidden table that folds down. That's this. So the way this works is it looks like a painting at first, but actually you can unhook it from the top and pull from the bottom, and this comes down into a table for 2. There's magnets at the bottom of the leg that will stick to the magnets in the floor. So this is what the table looks like when it's in the down position, and as you can see there is another farm-themed photo that is revealed behind the table when it's down. So you could have 2 people sit here, maybe one here and one here, have a nice little breakfast in the morning. I love their bar stools that they've chosen. Pretty cool. And because these are 16 feet long, they've built out over the wheel wells to give it a little bit extra width. That's what you're seeing here. That's where they're hiding the wheel wells. So they actually feel quite spacious, even though these are rather tiny as far as tiny houses go. So all of the kitchenettes here at the Tiny Digs Hotel have different amenities, and the barn-style tiny house actually has a toaster oven, little coffee maker, an electric tea kettle, and a French press. It also has a refrigerator freezer, which is actually bigger than my refrigerator freezer. One of the best amenities is this huge farm-style sink. I mean, that's just enormous for tiny house standards. These tiny houses don't move around a lot, so they can afford to use porcelain and other heavy items that maybe you wouldn't see in a regular mobile tiny house. They pretty much are set to stay here at the Tiny House Hotel in Portland. To my right, you can see the storage staircase. This is really easy to climb. Because it is a dog-friendly tiny house, they've included a little dog dish area that slides in and out. Continuing on, we have the bathroom, but before we get there, I wanted to show you this sliding barn door. This is pretty cool looking. It goes with the theme, the barn theme, and it easily slides and tucks away behind the staircase. I really like this. I wish I could implement that into my tiny house. So as we go into the bathroom, the first thing you'll see is this awesome sink. It's made out of an old wine barrel, and the top is a hammered copper sink. They're connected to water, power, and sewer here because they are in the city limits, and they had to pull permitting for all of those things. So it's really easy to accommodate items that are found in a regular house, such as a flush toilet. Not an RV flush toilet, a real porcelain throne flush toilet. I love the little details, like this is a rake that they've put up on the wall and used for a towel rack. Works great. So if we look to our left, we can see the full shower. The height in here is about 6'5", so if you're 6'3" or under, you're gonna feel comfortable in the shower. It's about 36 by 36. So bigger than a normal shower. A normal shower is about 32 by 32 inches. So it's actually quite wide and spacious in there. And they're on a hot water tank water heater. So the water will stay hot for about 20 minutes and then it'll need to rest for about 20 to 30 minutes to refuel. This is similar to my tiny house. They've used this corrugated corrugated metal siding for the shower. It's an easy way to create your own shower shape if you don't want to buy the full stall. It also gives it that barn style theme. Okay, moving on, we'll head upstairs. These stairs are really easy to climb, and I love the handrail that they've included here. It's an old piece of farm equipment. Just these little touches really help the theme. You'll notice that the loft is actually suspended. It feels very secure up there, and it saves you space because you can actually walk up the stairs via this little keyhole. And look who's in bed. Celise. Just been basking in this bed all weekend. So this is the headroom that you actually get, and when you're up in the loft, I mean, I got a full foot of height above my head, and I am about 5'4". So again, somebody who's 6'3", 6'4", will easily be able to sit up in bed here. That accommodates most people. So this is the outside of the barn-style tiny house. You can see that they've hooked up to power, sewer, and water over here through the city. So that will be the sewer line right there, and they have the hose insulated for winter here, and with some heat tape. All of the porches on the tiny houses here at the Tiny Digs Hotel are built separately. Because they're not going to move these tiny houses, they can afford to do things like that, like have a separate porch and have the heating and cooling system on the exterior of the tiny house not necessarily attached. Alright guys, so that was a quick tour of the barn tiny house here at the Tiny Digs Hotel. I have a couple more tours coming your way, so make sure to check back soon.